Welcome to this week's edition of the Sports Scoop Coaches Show. Joining me is my trusty right-hand man with a new guest, Ted Hammond.
This is a Christmas duck. You don't see too many Christmas ducks, okay? So I thought I found him. I got this from Darren Spees a long time ago. I got mad because I knew who the guy was that did this voice, okay? And I asked Andy, he didn't know, okay?
Some guy from St. Paul.
Now his name is Gilbert Godfrey. Remember Gilbert Godfrey?
Gilbert
Yep,
Godfrey.
this is him, baby. Honest to God.
Okay.
Okay, just don't even question this one. Okay, cool.
And he is here for what reason?
He's a Christmas duck, and I want to wish everybody a happy Merry Christmas out there. Okay, and I got my hat on because I'm going down to Cancun. Soon about this time the show's over with, I tell you what. Yep, let's go.
You are something.
I got to get going.
Well, let's start with the JWP Bulldogs.
Okay.
1-7 overall,
Yep.
6 straight losses. It was a 3-loss week, Teddy.
Well, we put up on the board, let's sweep the week, and then we lost on Monday night. So I said, let's win the week, and then we lost on Tuesday night. And I said, well, let's win one this week.
Let's salvage the week.
Yeah, we went 0 for 3. Had 3 really good games, to be honest with you. We're turning the corner. I'm excited for after Christmas. But we went to USC on Monday night. They got that brand new gym there. It's a gorgeous gym. And we played right with them. We're about 2 down with 8 minutes to go. And then Josh Janicki got his 4th foul. Had to pull him out, okay? And then they shot her up about a 10-point lead and put him back in. We got her back down to 6 again. But just quick it over the top, they had a big guy in the middle named Kloos. And you're going to hear about this guy for a couple more years because he's only junior. And he took us apart inside. We didn't have anybody who could match up with him physically. And he was the difference in the ball game. But then this Pedersen, one of the golfers, you know, those cousins, the Pedersens here in Waseca, he had 5 threes in the second half, and that really hurt us. So we ended up losing the ball game 72-59. But Josh Janicki was having a whale of a game until the foul trouble. He had 18 points. Alex Jolstead, and it starts with a K, so the people out there, it's Kajolstead. But he had 10 and 8, almost had a double-double, 10 points, 8 rebounds. And then Walker Miller came off the bench, and he's a little pint-sized guard. And really, Charlie Hustle and came in with 8 points and did a really nice job on the defensive end. So for us, you know, you look at USC, they've been in the section finals and semifinals the last 2 years, and they had 4 of those leftover guys still playing. So I thought we played very well, and we acquitted ourselves very well in that game. The only problem was, like I said, Kloos. Then right away to Tuesday night, finally our first home game, I said, let's christen it, you know, with a win. And we're down 10 at halftime to Medelia, and they had all these athletes that went to state in football, and they all come carry over into basketball. They have a guy named Schultz and another guy inside, Cordum. Those 2 guys combined for 39 points. This Cordum was just a big physicality inside. And they started 3 bigs. They had like 6'3" and about anywhere from 190 to 220. And they did it on purpose. It was the first time we played them, first game of the season. They beat us 83-70. No, I'm thinking Truman now, okay? Medelia, don't worry about it. But anyhow, Medelia, this Van He needed like 14 points to go over 1,000. He doesn't even look to shoot. The only time he shoots is in the overtime, and he hits a 3. And that was kind of the dagger. We couldn't come back from it. It was tied at 57 all. We had the ball with about 20 seconds to go in front of our own bench, called a timeout. And Van He was going to guard Josh Janicki. And unfortunately, we got called for travel. And then they came down, they had last-second shot, didn't get it to go in. And then went overtime, and they beat us 63-60. Excellent ball game. We're starting to show that we can compete now, and with better teams. For the game, Brandon Sack came through and almost had a double-double. He had 20 points and 9 rebounds. And Brandon has been over 20 now 3 times. So if we can keep him scoring, so we got a go-to guy. And then we had all 10 guys scored, which is kind of unusual, but in a close game especially. You don't usually see that. In a blowout, maybe all the guys that got in. So all the guys that got it, we scored. Like I said, that Cordum and Schultz were the difference in the ball game. And then we had Friday night, again at home, finally had 2 in a row. Sad thing is, I'm looking up at the scoreboard, and I'm looking at the guest all the time because I'm thinking, you know, we've been on a roll for so long. So then Joy said, Coach, we're home. I said, oh, yeah. Because I was thinking, like, geez, we're down 4. And he said, no, we're up 4. You know? So thank God he got me straightened out. But Truman, they're the real deal. We lost to them 83-79 in the first game of the season. In that tournament down there, they have the preseason. And they had 10 for 14 from threes. Okay, so we say we gotta go man. We gotta take away those threes. They just pound the ball inside like crazy. Poor Alec Jolstead, he must be giving up on any player he guarded. He's giving up at least 40 fouls. And they rocked us and socked us inside. They had a guy named Engel. He had 35 points, I think, 34 and 17 rebounds. And he's only a junior. So this Klus is a junior from USC, and this is a junior. And they all got these big aircraft carriers inside, and we got maybe little PT boats, but we don't have any aircraft carriers yet. We got some guys that are nice and tall, but they're pretty slender right now. We need to get them beefed up a little bit. So a great game. We came back on them. We're down again at halftime, and let's see, Engel had said 34, and then they had another guy named Walter. He was a guard, about 6'3" guard. And he pretty well hurt us too. But Josh Yannicke again led us in scoring 15. Brandon Sack had 14. And Andrew King, you haven't heard that name much. But I'm going to see it a lot more after Christmas. He had a really well-rounded ball game with rebounding, assists, everything looking good for Andrew. So he moved back in the starting lineup. And now we got another game on Monday with Medford, and we finally have a Christmas break. We have no tournaments over Christmas break. So we're going to take a little week off and then get ready for the second half of the season. I'm really excited right now because things are coming together. We still got good chemistry on the team. You'd think with a losing streak like that, it'd be down a little bit. But the Daubers are up, and we're looking forward to it.
So the Bulldogs 1-7, and you will play Medford tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay. NRHEG, the Panthers are up to 5-3 now for the year. They had a 2-win week. They defeated TC United, and they defeated Medford. And I get the stats from Coach Pat Churchill, and there was no mention by him, and there was no Oakley Baker in the lineup against Medford.
What?
So I don't know if it was illness.
Well, maybe he got 1,000 points. I didn't call it a season. Maybe.
No, I think Oakley plays basketball about 12 months a year.
Yeah.
I did see that Johnny Cole stepped up without Oakley and had a double-double for the Panthers, so Pat's got the Panthers coming a little. They will play Tuesday against Blooming Prairie in their final game before Christmas. Then I think they play in that Bethany tournament where you get 3 games in 3 days.
Well, they got the Awesome Blossoms coming up. Yep. All right. Okay.
WEM, Jeff Wagner's crew, 7-1 overall. They defeated Norwood Young America and Faribault BA during the week. I see Zach Olson had a double-double for him against Norwood.
Who's he?
You know who he is.
Yeah, I do.
The Bucks will play TC United on Monday.
All right.
And the Waseca Blue
TCU is playing well right now. Yeah.
The Waseca Blue Jays, they are now 10-0. They got into the rankings for the first time, number 7 in the state. They defeated Blue Earth 74-40. And all I can say is, I'm sorry, Colby Swanson, because your first year at head coach is not going to be a fun one with many wins. I walked into we did the game on the radio that night, Teddy, and I walked into the B Squad game with about 6 or 8 minutes left, and their B Squad had 8 points on the board.
Oh.
So it's not like I'm going to get through one bad year and here come the horses. Mm-hmm. And the varsity was not very good at all because Waseca just jumped on them at the start and never was in trouble. The highlight, of course, is Nick Dufault became Waseca's all-time leading scorer in a pretty storied history. He passed his dad, Monty, and Eric Wood. He needed 19, and Teddy, he did that, and there was still 7 minutes left in the half. And Todd Dufault had said afterwards, I almost didn't tell the PA guy till halftime that, he was going to give it. He was something like 9 out of 10 from the field in the first half, just sizzling. Ended up with 29 because he didn't play much in the second half. But congrats to Nick. That's quite an accomplishment. I know he's over 1,400 points now in his career. So the Jays continue to roll. Their schedule will get tough. Their next 4 games now. They go to St. Croix Lutheran on Tuesday. They are ranked in 2A, 1 loss on the year. Then they go to that Otana tournament, and they play Duluth East the first game, and they somehow always face Otana the second game, so that'll probably be 2 good games. And I think right after the new year, Waconia comes to town, and they're ranked and have 1 loss for the year. So the Jays are going to see where they are in the next couple weeks.
Well, congratulations, hats off to Nick. He's a great kid, great student athlete. And I really emphasize student because he's involved in many, many extracurricular activities and just a tribute to our school system, basically.
You bet. Girls basketball, Teddy, JWP, 2-5 for the year. They lost to USC and Nicollet during the week, and neither one was very close. But I did see your girl in the box score once.
Kaylee Anderson?
No, I thought it was Haley Olson.
No.
Hannah Olson?
Hannah Olson. Okay.
She had 20. I hadn't seen her all that much either. I have not seen Kaylee Anderson.
I know. I just...
Your insider should be able to help you out with that.
Well, we got a new coach there. She and I are just on maybe high terms.
Okay.
You know, we're not really close yet, but we'll get there.
Well, put your assistant, Joey. That's what he's around for.
JoJo got married. He got married.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
But he's around to find out that info.
Yeah, you know what his wife's name is?
No.
Kelly. Remember that show?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bulldogs will play Monday at Medford. NRHEG, how about the Panthers? 5-0 to start the year, Teddy.
Yeah.
They defeated Medford during the week. They will have a good test tomorrow. They travel to St. Peter, and the Saints are pretty good this year.
Yes, they are.
That will be a good test for the Panthers. WEM, Gabe Hauer's crew, 3-2 overall. They lost to Loyola in a close game, real close game early in the week, then defeated Faribault BA on Friday. Tuesday they will play Le Sueur. And I see Tierney Winter had won a 30-point, 15-rebound game or something.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to recruit cross-country runners.
Yeah.
Because you take a look at Jake Guzzi for the Blue Jays, you take a look at Tierney Winter and those doggone cross-country people, then you get tired.
Yeah.
So they come right off the season, they're in full gear, ready to go for the winter sports. I think I might just do that.
There you go.
Okay. But in regards to when Gabe played Loyola, that Thunick girl, she's only, junior? She went over 2,000 points, and then she also went out of the game with a bad ankle, so hopefully she's okay.
Waseca, Joni Conway's crew, they've won 3 straight now. They're 6-1 overall. They defeated Stewartville on Tuesday. They defeated Blue Earth on Friday, 57-54. Tuesday, they will have Albert Lee coming to town. Great start for the Lady Jays. I don't think people thought they would be quite this competitive at the start.
See who the top 2 scorers were that last game?
Yeah.
The Carson twins?
Yeah. We did the Thursday game against Stewartville, and I told Don the next time we do a Waseca girls basketball game, I'm going to keep a little tally on how many times the Karstens are on the floor. Because you can see none of their legs. They have pads from their ankles that go over the knees and under the shorts. You don't see any of their legs, and they're down there constantly.
Well, it's kind of like they love soccer.
Yeah.
And so you're always sliding, blocking kicks and stuff for that. And
Yeah.
that carries over to the basketball court.
So the Jays will be Tuesday at home against Albert Lee, trying to improve on the 6-1 start. Our hockey teams, the boys are 3-4. Teddy, they had their big rival game against New Ulm.
Ole, 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 ole.
Lost 2-1 in a pretty good game. Then they lost to Marshall yesterday, 5-0. So the Jays having a little trouble getting pucks in the net.
Who was their goalie? Do you know?
I don't know who the boys' goalie is. No.
Call in, folks. We need to know.
The boys' hockey team is now idle until the 29th, 30th, and 31st of December. They host that tournament. Play 3 days in a row. The girls, Kyle Collins' crew, got up to 6-1 for the year. They lost to New Ulm 3-0, which Kyle said was a really good game. It was like 1-0 till pretty late. And then they defeated Wyndham, made the long trip down to Wyndham, won 2-1 in overtime. And
did you see what the shots were?
Yeah, Kyle texted us at the Blue Jay game. Don said, "Well, congratulations." He said, "Congratulations, you outshot him 48-6, and we're trailing 1-0 midway through the third quarter."
Third quarter?
But yeah, third period.
Okay.
But managed to come back and win. Then they defeated Marshall yesterday afternoon at the arena 7-1.
Hey.
So the Jays are 6-1 overall. Unfortunately, they have Hutch coming to town on Tuesday, and Hutch beat them 10-0 earlier.
Yeah, but now you see how much you improved.
Yeah, we got the mojo going.
There
now.
you go, buddy.
The gymnastics, Scott Young's crew, 2-2 overall. They lost to Fairmont Teddy, but they scored a season-high 127.
Yep.
So they're climbing up that ladder.
I saw Scotty and Hy-Vee the other day. We gave the old UW Blue Jays shout-out because we're both Blue Devils, I guess Blue Jays. Blue Devils, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
The gymnastics crew is now little Christmas break. There you don't get back to action until the 5th of January.
And don't eat too much, girls,
No.
okay? All right.
Stay slim,
That's
stay
right.
flexible.
That's right.
The Waseca wrestlers, 2-2 overall. They finished 6th, I found out, at that Casson tournament last Saturday, Teddy.
Yeah, but I saw
15 teams, they finished 6th, so not too bad of a showing.
I saw my boy Bo had pretty good meat there.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he went undefeated.
Okay.
And Jackson Killian and who is it? Levi. Oh boy, I shouldn't have brought the name up. Okay, you'd know it. Okay, Kushel, that was it. Thank you.
Okay.
They had a good match too.
The Jays will be at Mankato West on Tuesday.
Yep.
The Grizzlies, Waterville, Elysian, Morristown / JWP, the Grizzlies, they lost to Lake Crystal and Maple River during the week. They're 2-5 overall, Teddy.
Yep.
And they'll also be at Mankato West on Tuesday. So back in action. I know Adam's crew is a young one this year, isn't it?
Yep.
They're gaining experience.
But Adam's got 2 little boys that are coming up. I think they're like 3 and 1. He's got Gus the Bus. And what is it? Never mind. Okay. Hank the Tank. That's it. Okay.
There you go.
Folks were out there. I've been up since about 1 this morning. I drove up to the city to drop my wife off. Okay, and then I'm going down to visit her in about 2 days, so I'm ready to go back to bed.
And I'll be staying at Ted's house, so don't even think about going to Ted's house.
And NRHEG, the Panther wrestlers, 2-4 overall. They lost to USC during the week in a close duel. I did not get the complete results. They're in those Redwood Riots down at Redwood Falls.
I like the name.
Friday, they were in 15th place out of about 30 teams.
Yeah.
But they had all day yesterday to go, and that wasn't posted yet. So
you tell you folks say, where are you going? We're going to a riot.
Yeah,
okay.
going out to the Redwood Riots. The Panthers, after that, will be back in action on January 7th. So those poor wrestlers, if they don't wrestle all holidays, that's tough, isn't it?
But then don't they get an extra pound?
I think they get a pound or two, for a while, but we need more than that.
Yeah. I can go 189. I told Adam he needs a 189er. I could do it.
In the college scene, MSU Mankato, the men and women both beat Concordia St. Paul in their final action before the holidays. The men are 9-2, Teddy.
Yep.
The women are 3-6.
I think you're right. I think Colby Swanson went there when he left Bethany Lutheran, didn't he? When he only had 2-year school in Bethany.
Did he go to that?
I think he went to Concordia.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
They will be back in action on the 2nd of January. The Gusties, the men and the men's basketball team, 3-4 overall. They are out of action until the 28th of December. The hockey team, 3-6-2 overall. They don't play again until the 8th of January.
Holy God.
The women's basketball team did defeat lacrosse last week. They're off to a good start. They're 7-2, and they get to go to Puerto Rico in another week for a couple of days.
I'll see them down there. Yeah.
Our Gophers, Teddy, the Golden Gophers, the volleyball team's dream season came to an end. In the Final Four semifinals, they lost 3-1 to Texas, finished 30-5 for the year.
Did you see who won it last night?
No, I did not.
Nebraska won 3-0.
Beat Texas, huh?
Beat Texas, so here comes Nebraska, number 4 seed, but guess where it was held? Omaha,
Nebraska,
The whole crowd was nothing but red, and boy, they carried that team. It was fun to watch.
The Gopher basketball team, they crunched mighty Chicago State during the week to get up to 6-5 for the year, and they have powerful Milwaukee coming in Wednesday.
Okay.
What is Rick finding some of those Wisconsin Weekies to get the record looking a little better?
You don't see them like Duke and these guys taking on the big dogs. He's saying it's going to toughen us up at the end of the season. Maybe we should start scheduling a couple of those teams. I don't know.
Women's basketball team, the Golden Gophers, 6-3 for the year. They lost to New Mexico soundly during the week. They will play North Dakota on Wednesday.
Is New Mexico, is that the Lobos?
That is the Lobos, I believe.
Okay, what's a Lobo?
I don't know.
I have no idea. Andy, what's a Lobo?
Don't know.
Your mind's just not sharp today.
No, it's
don't
not.
Don't get throwing out these questions today.
I was going to put a bunch of tacks on here to be sharp as a tack, but thank God I didn't.
The Golden Gopher men's hockey team, 7-8 for the year. They will host the annual Mariucci Classic right after the New Year.
And I don't know what's wrong with them. We always thought, we're the hockey state, and we're not showing it.
Yeah, we're usually pretty good in hockey,
Yeah,
too. But,
yeah.
well, the pro sports, Teddy, your Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hey, they won a game.
As long as Hafe's not here, you're their best supporter. They are 10-16 overall.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, what did we win? 15 for the year.
Yep.
I think.
Well, that's what Sam Mitchell's saying. Geez, you guys who keep talking about how we're losing. They said, take a look at where we're at compared to last year, and then look at the road victories they already got. But you look at that Tollins cat there, and he's the real deal. He's fun. And Wiggins, when he's up some games, down some games, but once he gets some consistency, they could.
And Levine, those three guys are all 20 years or less.
And Rubio's still healthy.
Yes.
Yeah. Pekovic.
And Peck is.
There was a
we're
sighting.
now talking within a month, aren't we? The Peck will earn that money.
2016, baby, look out.
They defeated Sacramento in their last game on Friday night, 99-95, I believe. Mm-hmm. Good game. They play today at Brooklyn, tomorrow at Boston.
Hey,
but they're better on the road than they are at home.
Yes, they are.
So
yes, they are.
The Minnesota Wild, Teddy, 17-7-6 overall.
Yeah, but they had their streak snapped last night.
Lost to Nashville last night, 3-2. They play Monday against Dallas and Tuesday against Montreal.
Wow. And they're going into like 5 out of 6 games are going to be at home.
Yep.
So that should help them. But that doggone Parisi, last night I was watching that game. They're down 3-0, and then they needed some life, and he gets decked behind the boards and comes right back in front of the net. And there's a shot, and I don't know how the guy does it, but he just takes a stick and just tips that baby right in. And all of a sudden it's 3-1 and 3-2 with Zucker, and then they couldn't quite do it. But they are fun to watch.
Yep. The Green Bay Packers back in first place now, Teddy. They crunched Dallas 28-7.
Yep.
And they will play at Oakland today, and I think that'll be a good test for them.
I think Oakland's playing very well.
Yep.
Didn't they just beat Denver?
They aren't the Patsies that they've been, and that Carr is going to be a good quarterback.
Yes, he is. A lot of people said he should have been #1 pick rather than Manziel and what's his name? Teddy. God, his mind is just not there today.
No.
Teddy.
The Vikes 8-5, right behind the Pack. They lost to Arizona 23-20. There's no moral victories, Teddy, but if there ever was, that was probably one, because take about 5 of your best defensive guys out of there and to hang with a pretty good club.
And what did Teddy throw? What, 330?
Yeah, Teddy had one of his
he did.
light 'em up games. So the Vikes will play the mighty Bears today up in Minneapolis, and I have to say I'm not a Cutler fan, but I think this is the best I've seen him play in years.
I'm going to say the same thing.
Just because he's not making the stupid turnovers at crunch time like he always used to.
Yeah, I want to go back to the Viking game. Okay. What would you have done at the end there for play calling with no timeouts? Would you have just settled to, spike the ball and go for a field goal, or would you keep throwing a little 5 and outs, knowing that they're sitting on those patterns? And it looked to me like the last one when Teddy fumbled the ball, it looked like they were going to the end zone on that one.
I think I would have kicked it right then.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a disturbing little factor, but that's about the third time that I can recall now that at the end of the game in a similar situation that Teddy has gotten sacked.
Yep.
And the last words they have to say to him is,
Don't
you cannot get sacked. Throw it 15 rows up, but you cannot get sacked. And he's gotten sacked about 3 times like that.
In his defense in this one, he was in the throwing
right,
motion.
I know, but you just can't.
Yeah.
You gotta. If you see a shadow from us to Andy away, you got unloaded in that situation.
And who's the one that got the arm?
Oh, the big
Dwight.
boy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Freeney or something? Okay.
Yeah.
And they said, watch him. He's going to do a spin move.
Yep.
And then he does a spin move, and boom, he's around the guy.
Yep.
It was
because the offensive line isn't that good. They've had breakdowns all year long, so you got to know it's coming.
Yeah.
And get rid of it, or just
I would have just
take your shot right there and kick it.
Yeah. Walsh doesn't come through. I mean, he's been really accurate. In preseason, everybody said get rid of the guy.
Yep.
He's done a pretty good job.
Yep. A couple of other notes I wrote down, Teddy. How about St. Thomas playing Mount Union?
How about
and if you want to talk about a dynasty, the Boston Celtics or the New York Yankees, How about Mount Union? They've been in the championship game of D3 20 out of 22 years. My goodness.
You see they took on the semifinal game?
Yeah.
UW Whitewater?
Yeah.
I'm a Whitewater fan.
Yep.
And that was a great game, but Whitewater, I don't know how many wins he had in a row, and Mount Union stopped that. So, yeah.
St. Thomas, I watched the start of that game before we went to broadcast. The Tommies were up 14-0 when I left, and then Don had his son sending us scores during the game, but ended up, I think, 49-35.
Is that what it was?
But, yeah.
Okay.
But I've got to think St. Thomas was thrilled with that performance. Mm-hmm. Wow.
And we got Tommy football there.
Tommy football is...
Yep. Those of you who don't know who that
Yep.
is, that's a Waseca native.
Yep.
And
Tommy O'Neill.
Yep. And then we got Wolfgang Dvorak. He's really bulked up. I don't know if you've seen him lately.
I have not.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, it's funny what college football does when you hit the weight room and they give you about 10,000 calories a day.
Okay. Teddy, I'm sure you have a comment on Mr. Bo Ryan stepping down right in the midst of a basketball season at Wisconsin.
When he started the season and he says this is going to be his last season, I thought, why would you announce that unless you want to do like Kobe with his farewell tour or something? Yeah. And I wasn't surprised. I think he should have probably hung it up last year because, what better can you do than second in the nation and you're going to be rebuilding this year. And why go out on that note? Let a new coach come in and build his system. But
I think it has something to do with, like, some old guys just don't know when to say enough. They just can't do it.
Well, okay.
Are
we talking about anybody in particular here?
No,
okay.
not at all.
No.
Just in general.
Bruce Kugath.
Just in general.
No, Bo Ryan, I met him when my brother got in the Hall of Fame over in Wisconsin, and what a classy guy. And he's just like you and me, he's just down to earth and ordinary guy. And I can remember when he was UW Platteville, and I used to look at his zone offense because I admired the guy. He really did a nice job at Platteville. And then when he got hired by Wisconsin, he said, Bo who? Mm-hmm. And this guy's not going to be here very long because they're going through coaches pretty good after Bennett. And then he's still there, and his system works. You can say it might be boring. They milk the clock all the time. And then not to be disparaging or anything, but he did more with white guys.
Yeah.
Okay. And it'd be like sometimes 5 white guys on the court at the same time, and they got to second. And last year they knocked off Kentucky. Anybody had them picked to go.
Say what you want about his style, whatever you want, but I think they said he'd been in the playoffs 14 out of 15 years.
Yeah.
So.
And they hardly made it at all before he took over.
Yeah.
Is that 2-minute warning?
About a minute and a half.
Oh, a minute and a half. How do we make a minute and a half?
Because Cookie didn't see me give it the 2 minutes.
But I mean, how do we make?
30 seconds.
Do we go like one and then go a half or technical foul? Oh, I had technical the other night.
Teddy, you and I watch a lot of sports, and there's always some things that make me smile. And one thing that really made me smile yesterday was Ohio State trouncing Kentucky
Wasn't
in
that
basketball.
fun? Wasn't that fun?
I just love to watch Calipari get beat. I just love it.
And Ohio State was struggling.
They got beat by 20-some points against Connecticut. Yep. And I thought, all right, maybe this is a team the Gophers will be able to... No way.
I was watching UCLA and North Carolina, and that was a good game. All of a sudden, North Carolina shoots out about 13-zip run, and it was over with. But, yeah, it's just fun. There's so much parity in college basketball today. It's just fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. And, of course... We officially started yesterday Bowl Week or Bowl Mania for a month. And, you know me, I'm the biggest guy in the world that says they shouldn't have bowls for 5 and 7 or 6 and 6 teams. I mean, bowls should be for teams that have deserved to be to a bowl.
Yep.
But I'm a fan, so I watch anything that's on. Last night I watched Arkansas State and Louisiana Tech, and it was a fabulous game.
You watched it?
I watched it. There was points going up down the field, and pretty soon they said, this quarterback will be playing on Sunday. I'd never heard of him. Pretty soon they said, this guy scored more touchdowns than the Navy quarterback, 86 for his career, just holds the record. Never heard of him. And they're all playing in this little no-name bowl game.
You're a diehard fan.
I am a diehard. Well, it was either that, Teddy, or a Hallmark Christmas movie. So
I watched Duke and Utah in basketball, and Utah had the game won and almost gave it away at the end. I mean, I'd never seen
that.
That was just terrible.
Yeah.
Kids falling on the three-pointer, and oh my God. It's never over till it's over.
Well, Teddy, we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Get that shovel out, Ted.
Oh, yeah, we got to do this real quick. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. And you notice this is ergonomic or whatever they say.
For poor backs.
It's right, and it really works because it takes all the weight off your back and puts it into your knees where it should be. And you can get it at Charlie's, you can get it at Walmart, okay? So we've got our local merchants we got to go after. And then I got a song, okay? Feliz
Just a minute.
Navidad.
We aren't quite ready for your song yet.
Okay.
This isn't quite the end.
Yeah, it is.
We want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Teddy will not be here next week. He'll be soaking up rays in Cancun.
Cancun, baby.
I got my song ready to go down on the beach, baby. Here we go.
Oh, my God. Please don't send a picture.
No, I won't. I'll text.
We will see if we can pull Hafe in for the holidays or someone else. If not, we'll just take a week off and see you the following week. Thanks to Steve and Hudson for producing the show. Steve's going through a tough time, just lost Dad last night. Our condolences to Andy and the family. Yeah. Thanks to my right-hand man, Teddy Hammond. I hope you enjoy a week of sun.
I will.
And thanks to you all for watching. We'll see you next week. Or
Feliz Navidad. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.